Fellas, Senegal just voted a brand new president. He is at work already. He wants to renegotiate the contract of fishing with the European Union. What does he say? The European Union has been fishing in Senegal waters for a long time. And unfortunately, with those big ships and those big fishermen, those big industries have been fishing in a way that is inappropriate. And the people of Senegal do not benefit from this contract anymore. So they're taking all the fish out of Senegal's water to Europe, to Asia, and many other places. In the meantime, the people of Senegal are not profiting from it. So newest President Bassirou Diomaye Faye want to renegotiate fishing agreement in favor of his fellow citizens. I mean, bravo. Congratulations. These are the type of things we want to see as Africans. Are you not happy? Are you not entertained? The man is in office today. Today, the work begins. 17% of Senegal's active population, that's about 600,000 people, live directly or indirectly from fishing. Senegal is a beautiful place. Here's a map, okay? Now you know, beautiful place, lovely beaches. Yes, they have lots of beautiful dishes and food and stuff. Fish, chip, yeah, beautiful food, really. A lot of them depend on the seas, depend on the waters for their livelihood. So 17% of Senegal population depend on the fishing. But the industrial overfishing practice in Senegalese waters is such that fish are becoming rare, to the great despair of the local fishermen who are deprived of their livelihood and sometimes forced to set sail to reach the Canary Islands. So, as you can see, what is the big problem? What's the reason why the Senegalese president, this young, good-looking man, 44-year-old man, want to renegotiate the contract? Because the country signed with these people from other countries to come and fish in Senegalese waters. But unfortunately, the industrial fishing has been horrendous to the Senegalese fish, to an extent that Senegalese fishermen cannot profit from their own waters anymore. So meaning the Senegalese fishermen have to travel all the way to a different land to go and fish and leave their own water that have been blessed with so much fish. Senegalese fishermen have become potential migrants because there isn't fish to be fished. The overexploitation of fishing resources is partly linked to agreements signed with the European Union, which allows boats under European license to come and fish in Senegal exclusive zone. Each year, these ships distribute 10,000 tons of tuna and 1,700 tons of black hake against 3 million euros that Europe paid back to Dakar. So basically, they give away 10,000 tons of tuna and 1,700 tons of black hake against 3 million euros from the European Union. And that makes absolute no sense. So this is crazy, fellas. As you can see, it makes no sense. We have the sea, we have fish. We signed an agreement with the Europeans. They come to our seas, they overfish, and our fishermen have no food. And in the meantime, 17% of our population live off fishing or fishermen life or anything to do with the sea and fish. It doesn't make sense. In return, what do we get? We get 3 million euros as per one line of information. I mean, honestly, if this is only 3 million euros, I think this is absolutely insane. When did this start? This is a very long-standing relationship between Senegal and Europe. The first fishery agreement between the European Union and Senegal was signed in 1979. So this is not brand new, making it one of the first such agreements in the European Union document of agreement. The current agreement is a renewal, and the most recent protocol being applicable since November 2019. So as you can see, this is a long time agreement. But do remember that most of these presidents in Africa are just puppets. Okay, all these ex-presidents were puppets, were working for the interest of Western nations. In other words, they were being told, we can make you president, you can be rich, you can be okay, but provided you send us the balance, meaning you make sure our companies are good, you make sure we make money in your country, we make sure our interests are looked after. If you don't do that, we're going to kick you out. They don't say it officially, obviously, but we've seen how it works. Now, these young, brave men that have come recently have come with a different vibe. So the Senegalese president, Bassirou Faye, says he's going to renegotiate this contract because Senegalese people shouldn't have to go all over to another country, looking for fish. Shouldn't be that way. Do you agree? So we're going to try to see some of the details of this agreement that they had. Number one is allowing the European Union to send ships to come and fish in Senegal water. And obviously it's industrial and this is destructive because they take as much fish as possible. They leave nothing for you. Number two, they say it's a scientific collaboration between Senegal and the European Union, allowing Europe into Senegal waters. The agreement involved collaboration between scientists from both parties. They meet with joint scientific committees to monitor fish stock and ensure good management practice. The partnership has existed for a long time. So scientists for both countries come and monitor the fish and check things. Who does it profit? Like, really? If you're only going to give us 3 million euros, honestly, I think that's crap. So again, fellas, I think it's about time Africa wakes up. I'm sure you certainly heard about Somalia. Somalia is a beautiful country at the Horn of Africa. Beautiful place, but yeah, been ravaged with so much wars and destruction and so many negative things. You've heard about the pirates of Somalia, right? People that take over boats and ships. They are portrayed as very negative people, bad people. They do negative things. They try to steal. Let me tell you a story about them. If they've always been negative, we're going to find out. Now, one of the reasons why these people are pirates, Western nations don't tell you, is that many fish boats came into their coast. And what they did is they completely ravaged fish stock into the sea. Many European countries and Asian countries came into Somalia coast and started fishing in the most industrial way possible, destroying completely everything they had. And all these small fishermen that used the sea, that was blessed to them in order to feed their families, to take care of their children, could not have access to fish anymore. And because there was no more fish left for them, the last resort they had was to go and take over fish port. That was the reason why they became pirates. It's not because they just woke up one day and say, okay, let me go become a pirate and shoot people and endanger myself in the same token. They became pirates because Europeans and Asians came into their waters and started fishing and stealing without any contract. Now, were they right to do it or not? You tell me. It's only later on that some of them actually became a real pirate, trying to make a living out of it. But in the beginning, it was because their fish was being exploited without their permission. Now, they're telling you that Chinese also fish in Senegalese waters. They're not allowed to do that. They have no contract. Senegalese got no contract with the Chinese people. But the Chinese people buy license to the countries and the people that have license with Senegal. They hide their names behind these other companies so they can fish illegally. Now, it's good to see a very young president with so much energy who's got time to look into every single little situation. Now, the European Union has to renegotiate the contract. If 3 million euros is what they pay, really, no. Okay? And this has to prioritize Senegalese people. And what he said again, in theory, only Senegalese vessels are authorized to fish. The new president wants to reserve the first 20 kilometers of the sea to Senegalese people. So the first 20 kilometers from the coast to the sea, only Senegalese people can fish. You go over there. You go on the other side. That's what he wants to do. Thank you very much, fellas. Let me know how you feel about this. This man has just been voted into office and he's already starting to do some good things. God bless.